Hello, welcome to Bring On The Bad Guys Supply Drop. Once again, we've had a load of lovely stuff turn up on the latest SHIELD Helicarrier for Marvel Crisis Protocol, one of our favourite miniatures games. So Ian and I thought we'd talk you through all the lovely stuff we've had turn up. Up first, we've got Ms. Marvel, who looks like she comes as two figures.
There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of bases. Oh look, tiny. Yeah, you get a completely moulded tiny one, and then embiggened.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So Ms. Marvel, real name Kamala Khan.
You got a completely moulded sort of like small stature figure with bases. You got a choice of bases, and then you've got a huge one.
Yeah, so Ms. Marvel, real name Kamala Khan, and she has got the landscape format card for the two different sizes that we've seen before with Ant-Man and Wasp for characters that can change size.
Yes, of course, that's where it comes in, isn't it?
Okay, so in her normal size, or for both sizes, she's Physical Defense 3, Energy Defense 4, Magic Defense 3. She has 5 hit points and costs 3 points to put into your team. At normal size, she is Speed Medium, size 2. Physical attack, Morpho Punch, range 4, 4 dice, cost 0. After his attack is resolved, this character gains 1 power. If you roll a wild, you also get Push. If the target character is size 2 or less, before damage is dealt, the target character may be pushed toward Ms. Marvel's short. Active power, Embiggen. This character transforms into Ms. Marvel Embiggened. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Active superpower, Take Out the Trash. Cost 3, choose an interactive terrain feature or an enemy character of both size 2 or less and within range 3 and throw it short. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Always On, Inhuman. This character may re-roll 1 die in its attack or defense rolls. Always On, Immunity to Poison. In her embiggened form, she is Speed Medium size 4. Physical attack, High 5, range 3, 5 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Ms. Marvel gains power equal to the damage dealt. Always On, Inhuman. This character may re-roll 1 die in its attack or defense rolls. Always On, Morphogenetics. When making attacks, if the target character is smaller than Ms. Marvel, this character may re-roll 2 of its attack dice. Additionally, at the end of this character's activation, it transforms into Ms. Marvel Normal. Always On, Polymorph. This character may interact with objective tokens within range 2 instead of a normal range 1. Always On, Immunity to Poison.
Well, that's a card and a half, isn't it?
Yeah. There's 2 teams tactics cards included. Fan Club, Unaffiliated, Reactive. When an allied Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, uses the Danvers special superpower, the Binary Form superpower, or the Rocket Punch attack, after the effect or attack is resolved, an allied Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, may spend 3 power to play this card. If Captain Marvel used the Danvers special superpower, Ms. Marvel may throw an interactive terrain feature or enemy character of size 3 or less and within range 2, it is thrown short distance. If Captain Marvel used the Binary Form superpower, Ms. Marvel Normal may transform into Ms. Marvel Embiggened. After transforming, push all enemy characters within range 2 of Ms. Marvel away short in the order of your choosing. If Captain Marvel used the Rocket Punch attack, Ms. Marvel may advance medium towards the target character.
Oh, okay. There's some affiliations there then.
Yes, yeah, good friends. And speaking of someone else she's good friends with, we've also got A Better Tomorrow, Unaffiliated, Active. If Miles Morales is within range 2 of an allied Ms. Marvel Normal, both characters may spend 2 power each to play this card. Ms. Marvel Normal transforms into Ms. Marvel Embiggened. When resolving a transformation, place Ms. Marvel Embiggened within range 3 instead of range 1. Then place Miles Morales within range 1 of Ms. Marvel Embiggened. Now bear in mind the size of her base.
It's huge, yes.
And catapulting Miles across the board as well.
That's a hell of a
That's a hell of a way of playing in objectives.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a nice. I like the card layout as well.
Yeah.
We're just by embiggening that's going to give you quite a leap. Your base size
you only
changes.
get 1 attack as you embiggen before you drop back down to normal size.
Yeah. But it does the base
if you don't
size
do
changes.
the attack, there's nothing to stop you staying at that big size.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Rolling.
Okay. Right. Right, the character, so this is the Hulkbuster expansion for Crisis Protocol. The character card is very different. It doesn't have an injured side, it has two different characters on it. On one side it's got Iron Man, then in brackets Hulkbuster, real name Tony Stark.
Right.
And on the other side it just says Hulkbuster, Tony Stark. So I'm starting off as the normal sized Iron Man character here.
He's so tiny.
Which is Iron Man, Hulkbuster, Tony Stark. 5 hit points, speed medium, size 2. He costs 6 points to put into your force. Physical defense 2, energy defense 2, magic defense 3. Energy attack, rapid repulsor blast, range 4, 4 dice, costs 0. After his attack is resolved, Iron Man Hulkbuster gains 1 point of power. After his attack is resolved, push the target character away short distance. If you roll a wild, you also trigger rapid fire. After his attack is resolved, this character may make 1 additional rapid repulsor blast attack. The additional character must target the original target character. The additional attack does not have the rapid fire special rule. Leadership ability. If you are running an Avengers team, you may nominate this character to be the squad leader. If you do so, you gain this special ability, Hulkbusters. When an allied character would suffer damage from a collision, reduce the amount suffered by 1. If your squad is using the Hulkbusters leadership ability, when Iron Man Hulkbuster character is put into play, you are still using this leadership ability. Don't know why that comma's there. Yeah, if you're using Hulkbuster ability when this character is put into play, you still get to keep it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Active power. Always have a backup. Cost 10. So this better be good. Place a Hulkbuster character within range 1 of this character. It has no damage, power, special conditions, or effects. Hulkbuster gains an activated token. It is now part of your squad. Remove this character from the game.
Well, you just pull it down.
Yeah. Reactive superpower, new plan, cost 2. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, if this character is damaged by the attack, it may use this superpower. Iron Man Hulkbuster advances medium. Always on, secondary support suit. When this character would become dazed, it is KO'd instead. Iron Man Hulkbuster cannot be included in rosters, is never deployed at the start of a game, and can be put into play only as a result of the enhanced support system's superpower. Okay, so it sounds...
It pops quicker then.
Yeah.
That's why there's only one side to the card, I suppose.
Right, so I think you deploy as the other side, and if this one is... You can't start the game as this one. So it's as it takes
you have to deploy as Tony Stark.
So it sounds like you have to deploy as... I'll read the other side, but my understanding at the moment is you have to deploy as the big Hulkbuster, and it sounds like when you pop, you go to the small one.
Right.
And if you die as the small one, then you're out of the game.
Right.
If you pay that 10 power points cost, you can pop back to the big Hulkbuster.
But it doesn't necessarily come to... Yeah.
Yeah, because it's called always have a backup.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so the big stats, Hulkbuster, Tony Stark. Hit points, 13.
Ooh.
Move medium, size 4, costs 6 points to put into your force. Physical defense 4, energy defense 3, magic defense 3. Energy attack, heavy repulsor blast, range 3, 6 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Hulkbuster gains power equal to the damage dealt. After this attack is resolved, if it did not deal damage, Hulkbuster gains 1 point of power. After this attack is resolved, push the target character away short distance. Physical attack, Meteor Punch, range 3, 8 dice, costs 3. The target character does not gain power for damage dealt by this attack.
Oh.
If this attack deals damage and the target character is size 4 or less, after the attack is resolved, the target may be thrown medium. If you roll at least 1 wild, you also trigger Explosive. Before damage is dealt, the other enemy characters within range 2 of the target character suffer 1 point of damage.
Is that 8 dice?
Again, you've got Hulk, but if you pick this model as the leader of an Avengers team, you get Hulkbusters. When an allied character would suffer damage from a collision, reduce the amount suffered by 1. If your squad is using the Hulkbusters leadership ability, when this character is put into play, you're still because legally you're swapping characters. It says you still keep that ability.
Yeah, that's why that was there.
Swapping characters, cool. Active superpower, hit and run, cost 2. costs an action. This character immediately makes an attack action followed by a move action. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Active superpower, Now I'm Mad, cost 3. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 4 or less within range 2 and throw it medium. This superpower can be used only once per turn. 4 is, I mean, that apartment...
Car is 2.
That apartment building I'm making is 5.
Yeah, so with
a bus.
A dump truck or...
Yeah, a dump truck, a bus, something like that.
Yeah.
Reactive superpower, Built to Take It, cost 1. When this character is targeted by an attack, it may use this superpower. Reduce the amount of damage dealt by this attack by 1. Hulkbuster cannot be pushed as a result of special rules during this attack. Always On, Enhanced Support Systems, Iron Man Hulkbuster. If this character would flip its stat card to the injured side, place Iron Man Hulkbuster within range 2 of it, then remove this character from the battlefield. Iron Man Hulkbuster has no damage, power, special conditions or effects and is now part of your squad. Additionally, during the power phase, Big Hulkbuster gains 1 additional point of power. So, you deploy as the big one.
You get...
If you pop...
Get beaten down.
You get knocked into the small one, so the idea is the suit shatters away.
Yeah.
If that Iron Man then gets taken out for getting damage piled on him, he's KO'd as usual.
Basically, that's just because you can't.
However, because he's Tony Stark, he's got a backup plan. If you can save up and spend 10 points of power, you go back to the big one. And obviously then again, once that one pops, you go back to the small one again.
But the big one is it comes on the board undingered. Yeah. So
with 13 hit points.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that looks like a lot of fun.
Well, we know what we need to put it against, don't we? We all know that, don't we?
I've got 2 Hulks.
Yeah.
We've got Hulk and She-Hulk out so far. I really, really want a Red Hulk, but there's no sign of him yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
And, you know, Abomination's got to come out at some point.
Yeah, of course we do.
And we've got 2 Teams Tactics cards. Unaffiliated, Reactive, Fall Back. When an allied character is attacked, before damage is dealt, it may spend 2 power to play this card. This character may advance short distance away from the attacking character. And we have Helios Laser Bombardment, unaffiliated, active. During Tony Stark's activation, and it says Tony Stark, so that is both the Hulkbuster and the Iron Man who is included in the core set. Any number of allied characters may spend power to use this card. Tony Stark may use the Helios Bombardment attack shown above once this activation. And its stats are Energy Attack, range 5, 2 dice, cost 0. This attack ignores line of sight and the defending character does not benefit from cover. Add dice to this attack roll equal to the amount of power spent to play this card.
That's orbital bombardment.
If you roll at least 1 wild, you also trigger Sweep and Clear. After this attack is resolved, enemy characters within range 2 of the target character suffer 1 point of damage.
That's aerial bombardment, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah. It's the no cover.
I mean, as Star Wars Legion players, it's not as dramatic as...
How many points is it to put it on the table?
To play that card, it's normally 1 point of power.
So if you start with the basic Iron Man...
It's 1 point of power to play that card. Every extra point of power you want to sink into it adds an extra dice to the attack.
Blimey, okay.
That's a fun pack.
That's really cool.
Okay, we've got Barramurdo up first, who's included in the Mordo and Ancient One expansion pack. I've updated my team affiliation sheet. So Barramurdo has team of, you can use him as part of a Cabal or Convocation team. Barramurdo, real name Carl Amadeus Mordo. 6 hit points, speed medium, size 2, and he costs 3 points to put into your force, which seems like nothing after a Hulkbuster.
Well, say he's quite a slight model, but of course, compared to the Hulkbuster, he would be really.
Yeah, we're expecting. We don't see many magic users so far, so
it really is strange.
Doctor Strange, I think, is the only real. Yeah. Oh, and Ebony Moore, I guess.
Yes.
Physical defense 2, energy defense 4, magic defense 4. He's got 3 magic attacks, so our prayers have been answered. Magic attack, Staff of the Living Tribunal, range 3, cost 4 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Barramurdo gains power equal to the damage dealt. If you roll a wild, you also trigger push. If the target character is size 2 or less, before damage is dealt, Barramurdo may push it away short distance. Magic attack, Bolts of Bishru, range 4, 4 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Barramurdo gains 1 power. If you roll a wild, you also trigger Hex. After his attack is resolved, the target character gains the Hex special condition. Hex is this character doesn't roll additional dice for critical hit results during attack, defense, or dodge rolls. It stops your dice from exploding.
Okay, yeah.
Magic attack, Reigns of Ragador, range 4, 7 dice, cost 4. Burning Rain. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Incinerate and Poison special conditions. Incinerate is this character removes 1 die from defense dials, and Poison is the character loses 1 point of power during the power phase.
The pose is really lovely.
Yes.
That's doing that magic sort of step thing. Yeah.
Active superpower, Master of the Occult, costs 0, costs 1 action. Barramurdo gains 2 points of power. The superpower can be used only once per turn. Active superpower, Soul Barb. Choose an enemy character within range 3 of this character with 1 or more of the following special conditions: Hex, Incinerate, Poison, or Slow. Choose one of these special conditions on that character. Each enemy character within range 2 of the chosen character gains the chosen special condition. That's horrible. So if someone is on fire, you can just explode that fire outwards from them. Reactive superpower, Ferocity of Sitarak, cost 2. When another allied character within range 3 of Barramurdo targets an enemy character with an attack, Barramurdo may use this superpower. The attacking character adds 2 dice to its attack roll after the attacking character adds 2 dice to its attack roll. After the attack is resolved, the attacking character suffers 1 point of damage. This superpower may be used only once per turn, so extra 2 dice for taking a point of damage.
Yeah.
Reactive superpower, Vaulting Boots of Valtor. After this character is pushed, it may use this superpower. After the effect is resolved, this character advances short distance, cost 2. Always on, Flight.
That's a pretty full card.
It is.
No radical changes to the other side, you didn't
I
notice?
don't think so.
No. It's only at the moment, it still seems to be Captain America where's the biggest change.
Yeah.
Subtle changes, I suppose.
We've got new updated character cards for a lot of them coming though, so
Oh, cool.
that may change. Well, Ancient One, real name, inverted commas, Ancient One. 6 hit points, speed medium, size 2, cost 4 points to put into your force. Physical defense 2, energy defense 3, magic defense 5. You're not going to land anything on him. Depends which version you do. Magic attack, Shards of the Seraphim, range 2, 5 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Ancient One gains power equal to the damage dealt. If you roll a wild, you also trigger Pierce. Change one of the defending character's critical hit, wild, or block results to a blank. Magic attack, Fangs of Ferala, range 3, 4 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Ancient One gains 1 power. If this attack deals damage, after this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Poison special condition. Poison is one where you have to discard power.
You have to shake it?
Yeah. Poison, this character loses 1 power during the power phase. So obviously you normally gain a power, but that stops you from gaining power. Magic attack, Astral Strike, range 2, 8 dice, cost 4. The defending character does not add critical hit results in its defense roll to its total successes and cannot explode them. If this attack deals damage, this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Stagger special condition. Stagger is when the character activates, its first action must be a shake action. This shake action must remove the Stagger special condition. Active superpower, Mists of Hoggoth, cost 2. Place Ancient One within range 2 of its current position. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Reactive superpower, Winds of Watum. When this character is targeted by an attack, it may use this superpower. Push the attacking character towards Ancient One short distance. Always on, Keeper of the Eye of Agamotto. When Ancient One is making a defense or dodge roll, it may re-roll up to 2 of its defense or dodge dice.
Really good.
Additionally, during the power phase, this character gains 1 additional point of power. Always on, Martial Artist. When this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, targeting it from within range 2, Ancient One adds blanks in its defense roll to its total successes.
Against energy. Yeah, okay.
And we also get 3 new Teams Tactics cards and a new scenario. Astral Ring requires a convocation team. Convocation is unusual in that there's no nominated leader available for it yet, but you still have to have at least half of your models being convocation models in order to be able to play an associated tactics card. The current models eligible for a convocation team are Ancient One, Barramurdo, Clear, Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Voodoo, Magic and Wong. Astral Ring, Convocation active. At the start of a Convocation player's activation, it may spend 2 power to play this card. Place a projection token within range 3 of this character. When measuring ranges of this character's attacks or superpowers, measure from a projection token instead. This character does not contest objective tokens normally. Instead, the projection tokens contest all objectives as if it were this character. While the projection token is in play, this character cannot advance or be placed. Remove the projection token during the next cleanup phase. That reminds me of the Cyborg Superman power from DCU, where he can attack from other bits of metal on the board.
Yes.
He can punch through, Talkie Toaster can come to life. Bane of Damballa, Convocation, Reactive. After an attack made by an allied Convocation character is resolved, if the attack contained one or more wild or hit result, it may spend 1 power to play this card. The target character and enemy characters within range 2 of it gain the Root special condition. I know you want me to look up what Root is. I don't remember any of these. Root is the character must spend 1 power before using an active or reactive superpower.
Just Nick saps power of them. Yeah.
Orb of Agamotto, Convocation active. Any number of Convocation characters not holding an objective token may spend 3 power each to play this card. Characters that spend power are placed within range 3 of their current location. And we have a new scenario, which is intrusions open across city as seals collapse. It is a 19 threat level scenario. Place 3 dark portals. Targets of opportunity is indicated on map C. Players score 1 victory point for each dark portal they secure during the cleanup phase. Interact dark portal. This character drops all objective tokens it is holding, if any, then roll a die. If the result is critical hit, wild, block or hit, place this character within range 1 of another dark portal. Otherwise, your opponent places this character within range 1 of another dark portal. After being placed, this character suffers 1 point of damage.
Well, that's good. I kind of expected a gem or something like that card, because not to be there.
Yeah, it's interesting Agent 1 didn't have the gem bearer ability.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and it's interesting, I think as you said off camera, that it's the MCU Ancient One rather than the original comic one.
One of the things, this game is so focused on the comic universe and using comic characters and occasionally very obscure ones, as we're about to see. It really jars with me when they use something that is so heavily from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh yeah.
Like the way the Ancient One looks is really jarring to me. I'd rather they'd gone for a comic look just to make it consistent.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me is making Gem Bearer an ability, because the idea of only certain people of a certain power level are able to hold an Infinity Gem is purely the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's never been part of the comics.
Yeah, that's
true. A couple of years
yeah.
ago, Black Widow had an Infinity Gem. And was running around. Yeah, there's nothing. Normal people can use the Infinity Gems in the comics.
So they just basically said it was extra.
There's occasional bit, and I understand why they lean into the MCU occasionally, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is such a big thing, it's such a hugely popular thing, it brings in so many new fans, and people who may not otherwise look at this game may recognise them from a movie and see it themselves. So I see why they lean into it occasionally, but because it is occasionally, when they do it, just feels really jarring.
Yes, okay.
So it's a rock and a hard place with them. I appreciate that.
Good set though.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we've got the Doctor Voodoo and Hood expansion packs. Up first, we're talking Doctor Voodoo. Real name Jericho Drum, 6 hit points, speed medium, size 2, and he costs 4 points to put into your force. Physical defense 2, energy defense 2, magic defense 4. Magic attacks, Spirit Venom, not to be confused with Venom. Range 3, 5 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Dr. Voodoo, I am just warning you, I am going to keep saying Brother Voodoo without thinking.
Yeah, I do understand that.
Yeah. Dr. Voodoo, this character gains power equal to the damage dealt. If you roll at least 1 wild, you also trigger sap power. Before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each wild in the attack roll. and Dr. Voodoo gains that amount of power. Or as old superhero gamers like to call it, Steel Energy. Energy attack, Staff of Legba, range 2, 7 dice, cost 3. If you roll at least one wild, you also trigger Power Burn. Before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each wild in the attack roll. The target character suffers damage for each power lost in this way and does not gain power for damage suffered as a result of Power Burn. That is brutal. If you hit someone who relies on their power a lot, like Loki, that's going to mess them up. Active superpower, Possession, cost X. Dr. Voodoo may spend any number of power to use this superpower. Choose an enemy character within range 3 of Brother Voodoo with a threat value equal to or lower than the amount of power spent to use this superpower. So good luck doing it to a Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
the enemy character drops all objective tokens it is holding. Move the Brother Daniel token to that character. While that character has the Brother Daniel token, it cannot interact with, hold, or contest objective tokens. I think there's a little.
There's a pog. Yeah.
Active superpower, Spiritual Strength, cost 3. Choose an interactive terrain feature or an enemy character, both of size 2 or less, and within range 2, and throw it short distance. If this character has a Brother Daniel token, you may choose a terrain feature of size 3 or less within 2 instead. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Reactive superpower, Recall Spirit. When Dr. Voodoo is targeted by an attack, it may use this superpower. Move the Brother Daniel token to this character from anywhere. Always On, Spirit of Brother Daniel. Dr. Voodoo begins the game with the Brother Daniel token. While Brother Voodoo has the token, add 2 dice to all of its defense and dodge rolls. During the power phase, you may move the token from anywhere to Dr. Voodoo. Whenever a character is dazed or KO'd while it has the Brother Daniel token, move the token to Dr. Voodoo. Dr. Voodoo cannot have a Brother Daniel token except the one it begins the game with if you're doing a tournament and both characters are playing with Dr. Voodoo. Yeah. When Dr. Voodoo is removed from the battlefield, remove the Brother Daniel token from the game. Whenever Dr. Voodoo rolls dice, after the effect is resolved, it gains 1 power if it rolled at least 1 critical fail. Always On, Flight, and immune to Hex and Incinerate. He looks a lot of fun, and
that's a full card again, isn't it? Yeah, it basically deprives you from actually operating until you've...
It's a nice little thematic thing to kind of sling his spirit brother around.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah. So up next is Hood, and he comes as 2 complete. He's not like, as we've seen with Hulkbuster earlier or other characters you can switch out. He actually comes as 2 complete character cards, which kind of suits his schizophrenic nature quite nicely. So up first, Hood, normal. 5 hit points, speed medium, size 2, and he costs 3 points to put into your force. Physical defense 2, energy defense 2, magic defense 3. Magic attack, Hex Shot, range 3, 4 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Hood gains 1 power. If you roll at least 1 hit, you trigger Rapid Fire. After this attack is resolved, Hood may make 1 additional Hex Shot attack. The additional attack must target the original target character. The additional attack does not have the Rapid Fire special rule. Sorry, you can't keep chaining it. Magic superpower. Dark Lightning, range 3, range 6, cost 3. As Legion players, I think we laugh at that. If you roll a wild, you trigger Arc. After this character is resolved, choose a number of other enemy characters within range 3 of the target character equal to or less than the number of wild in the attack roll. The chosen character suffers 1 damage. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Shock special condition, which is the character removes 1 die from its attack rolls until shaking it off.
Right, so yeah, again that saps you into you.
Active superpower, Black Arts. Choose another allied character within range 3 of Hood. The chosen character may remove up to 3 damage. If it does, the chosen character gains the Bleed special condition. A character may be affected by this superpower only once per round. Reactive superpower, Invisibility Cloak. When Hood is targeted by an attack or would make a dodge roll, you may use this superpower. The character uses its magic defense to defend or dodge. It rolls 3 dice instead of 2. During this defense or dodge roll, Hood adds blanks in its roll to its total successes.
So it's like the Ancient One's ability. Yeah.
Always On, Possessed by Nizanti. When this character is damaged by an enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, Hood may transform into Hood possessed. If Hood would be dazed, before being dazed, it transforms into Hood possessed, then it is dazed. So when you take a hit, you can choose to. When you're dazed, you're automatically switched to possessed.
Cool.
Hood possessed,
I like
real name,
Hood normal.
Parker Robbins. 5 hit points, speed medium, size 2, costs 3 points to put into your force. Physical defense 2, energy defense 2, magic defense 3. Physical attack, razor talons, range 2, 6 dice, cost 0. After this attack is resolved, Hood gains power equal to the damage dealt. If you roll a wild, you trigger bleed. After this attack is resolved, the character gains the bleed special condition. After this attack is resolved, if a target character was dazed or KO'd by this attack, Hood transforms into Hood normal. Magic attack, empowered dark lightning, range 3, 8 dice, cost 4. If you roll at least 1 wild, you trigger empowered arc. After this attack is resolved, choose a number of other enemy characters within range 3 if a target character equal to or less than the number of wild results in the attack roll. The chosen characters suffer 2 points of damage. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the shock special condition, which is the character removes 1 die from its attack rolls until it shakes off the shock. After this attack is resolved, Hood transforms into Hood normal. Active superpower, charge, cost 2, costs an action. This character immediately makes a move action followed by an attack action. The superpower can be used only once per turn. Always on, demonic resilience. When Hood would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce the amount suffered by 2 to a minimum of 1. Always on, mystic vulnerability. While defending against a magic attack, Hood does not add additional dice to its defense roll as a result of exploding successes. If Hood is damaged by a magic attack, after the attack is resolved, it transforms into Hood normal. If his character would be dazed by a magic attack, before being dazed, it transforms into Hood normal, then it is dazed. So interesting. Sounds like they pop back and forth quite a lot.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster was the first time we saw that change over thing.
And we've got 3 teams tactics cards. Plane of Poldark, Convocation, active. Any Convocation character may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. Allied characters may re-roll any number of attack dice when making magic attacks that target the chosen character this round. Seance, unaffiliated, active. Dr. Voodoo may play this card. While Dr. Voodoo has his brother Daniel token, add 2 additional dice instead of 1 to his attack, defense and dodge rolls when adding dice for each exploding dice this round. While another character has his brother Daniel token, that character does not add dice to his attack, defense or dodge rolls when adding dice for critical success results this round. Hood's Gang, unaffiliated, active. Hood normal may play this card during his activation. This round, when an allied character is attacking an enemy character contesting or holding an objective token, the allied character may re-roll one of its attack dice.
That's Brother Voodoo specific, that one.
Yeah, that was Hood specific and 1 Convocation one.
It's got a bear.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good set.
Amazing
Not characters
set.
I'm overly familiar with.
Well, I'm not with the Hood. Obviously, no Dr. Voodoo or Brother Voodoo. But
looking forward to playing with them though. Awesome. Okay, we've had to pan the camera out for this one. It's it's the Dread Dormammu for Protocol. Back when the starter set came out, we might have dismissed this as being a little bit OP. But now, all bets are off. Was he one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe?
Well, yeah, I suppose it's Galactus and him and
Phoenix.
Yes, Dark Phoenix for sure.
That'd be what you'd think of as cosmically powerful.
Yeah.
Even above guys like Thanos and Ronan.
Thanos with the glove.
Yeah.
But
no, Dormammu is a bit nails.
Foom.
Let's get
Foom
or Mephisto.
And we'll have to pan out if we get a Foom.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be honest, I'm down for it. Yes. If you want to bring out Foom, well up for that. Just give us, even better, give us Kid Kaiju. He's one of my favourite. Are you familiar with Kid Kaiju?
Did one you can summon?
If he draws a monster, they become real.
Nice.
And
so the Dr. Demonicus, he can conjure him, can't he?
Yes. Kid Kaiju's great. He's only about 13. So every time he draws a monster, he's now got these 5 kaiju that follow him around, that kind of obey him. And there was a story recently with Fin Fang Foom was trying to break through, and he was just kind of kicking some dust around with the toe of his boot, as kids will want to do.
Yeah.
He accidentally drew Fin Fang Foom, and Fin Fang Foom said,
Oh, okay.
He was that's his zipper. And so they hooked him up with a babysitter, and his babysitter is Elsa Bloodstone, because she can take out monsters.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a fantastic team up. Okay, so we've got Dormammu, real name. Dormammu. 10 hit points, speed medium, size 5.
Is he a baddie?
He is definitely, he would be bring on a bad guy here. He goes 8 points to put into your team. I can't even believe they've made him illegal for tournament play. 8 points to put into your team.
Dormammu, 8 points.
Physical defence 4. Well, the Hulkbuster was 6. I mean, come on.
Yeah, true.
Physical defence 4, energy defence 4, magic defence 5. But with Crisis Protocol, it's not just for points cost. It's if in most scenarios you've got a 15 to 17 point build, and you're sinking over half of that into one model.
Yeah.
The rest of it, your opponent will run rings around you.
They'll get the objectives. Of course they will. Yeah.
If you want a tank strike, then and go for Dormammu and Thanos as your kind of avant-garde Dudley boys, then yeah, go for it. But I think if your opponent will destroy you.
Yeah, they'll win the game for sure, but you might have some fun killing them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as annoying. It will be fun as shit. Energy attack, Shadow Bolt, range 4, 6 dice, cost 0. Obviously, bear in mind the size of his base, who's obviously going to be added to all of his range. If you roll a wild, you trigger Hex. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the Hex special condition. Hex being, come on, iPhone. Hex is the character doesn't roll additional dice for critical hit results during attack, defense, or dodge rolls. If you roll a wild, you trigger Sap Power. Before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each wild in the attack roll, and Dormammu gains that amount of power. Magic attack, Incantation of Obliteration. Range 3, 8 dice, cost 5. If you roll a critical hit, a wild, a block, or a critical fail, it's all 4 of them together. I can never remember if that's you need to roll all 4 or you just need to roll one of them. So I'm just going to do a bit of dead air there while I look that up.
It's got big legs and a giant codpiece.
Some attack specials have icons before the name. If a special rule has 1 or more icons with it and the fine attack shows at least that many dice shown, fine. So if you manage to roll a critical hit and a block and a critical fail, then you trigger Dark Miasma. After this attack is resolved, Dormammu may make an additional Incantation of Obliteration attack without paying the power cost. The original additional attack must target a character within range 2 of the original target character that has not been targeted by Incantation of Obliteration this round.
Wow.
I'm going to editorialise and point out that that isn't limited.
Or you could potentially do it again.
I mean, 8 dice. Look, you've got to roll a critical hit and a block and a critical fail. It's asking a lot, but yes, theoretically you could chain that.
I don't normally show bases, but these are a bit different.
Yeah.
They've got the hex marks on them.
Leadership ability, Flames of the Faltine, affiliation, Dark Dimension. Obviously, Dark Dimension, there's only one model keyword is a Dark Dimension, which is Dormammu. If Dormammu is included in a squad, that squad is affiliated with Dark Dimension and must use this leadership ability. So if you put him in your team, the team you are playing is instantly Dark Dimension.
Okay.
The Dormammu and each other character you control gains 1 additional power during the power phase. During the power phase, if another allied character has 6 or more power, it suffers 1 point of damage. So he gives them like nice little boost, but keeps them in line as well.
Yeah.
So, and you know, even from a thematic build, there's nothing to stop you having the Avengers or the Inhuman Royal Family, and it'll just be Dormammu who's controlling them.
Okay, yes, all right. Because he basically converts
them. You put him in a team with Captain America, then I think we can accept that Dormammu could mind control Captain America, right?
Yep.
I mean, if Red Skull can do it. Active superpower, not of this dimension. Cost 3. Place Dormammu within range 2 of its current position. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Reactive superpower, feel the power of darkness. Cost 2. After an attack targeting Dormammu is resolved, it may use this superpower. The attacking character is pushed away short and gains the Hex special condition, which is your dice don't explode. If the attacking character already had the Hex special condition, it gains the Incinerate special condition, which is you go a bit on fire. Always on, Master of the Realm of Darkness. When this character suffers damage from an enemy effect, it gains 1 power instead of power equal to the damage suffered. When another allied character is damaged by an enemy effect or by flames of the Foul Team, this character gains a point of power. Additionally, when calculating success or failure of Dormammu's attacks, Dormammu adds the number of critical failures in both the attack and defense rolls to its total successes. Always on, flight, immune to bleed, incinerate and stagger.
Well, that's some of those things you would kind of expect.
Yes, he looks fun. And he also comes with 2 Team's Tactics cards. Dark Empowerment, Dark Dimension active. During a character's activation, it may suffer 1 damage to play this card. Choose another character within range 3 of the active character. Effects of the next attack made this turn by the active character cannot cause it to gain power. The chosen character gains power equal to the damage dealt by the attack. Once again, the card art is just superb. Dark Restoration, Dark Dimension reactive. During the cleanup phase, Dormammu may spend 6 power to play this card. Place an allied character of threat value 3 or less that has been KO'd this game within range 2 of Dormammu. The character is healthy and has no damage, special conditions or effects. So it just brings someone back.
So what, clears their card basically?
If they've been KO'd, they come back at full wattage. They've got to be relatively weak though, cost 3 or lower is not high.
No, but it's another target.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're just going to rush through this quickly because there's quite a lot to sort here and we think...
Yeah, I haven't done the...
we're still on the Steve Ditko type stuff. So this pack not only is that fantastic playable version of Dormammu, you also get a pack of Dark Intruder Encounter rules, which is either a 2-on-1 or a full co-op scenario that Atomic Mass produces some of the big bad guys. They have done ones for Ultron and Hulk, which they've made as a free download. We saw another one in the Thanos expansion, and now there's this one available with the Dormammu one. And as always, they have gone full out. There is a full rulebook running through everything you need to know, your map setup, and all the things you will need to do to run that scenario.
We haven't had a chance to read through it yet, so
no way.
Just open the box.
Yep, there's a Team Tactics card that is only for this scenario. Just enjoy that lovely retro looking Dormammu there as well. He will come with his a scenario specific character card. There's 4 different wattages there, so you can select a difficulty level before you start to play.
Pretty damn cool.
Yep. The good guys get this nice little strategy guide included as well.
Does it say run away?
Just run away, yeah. And there will be an AI rules included if you wanted to run it full co-op as well. You get all these lovely extra tokens.
And you get these.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah,
And
I can only see they lock into this.
These cards featuring the Sorcerer Supreme.
Right, okay.
So I'm assuming those are all part of the scenario. Yeah, it's referred to the
It's a pretty full box,
yeah,
isn't it? And it is a big box.
It is a huge box. It is a huge model. But to be honest, just playing Dormammu in a standard game sounds like it could be fun as well.
I mean, it's quite a major investment for a player, but it's quite a serious model.
It is, however, unlike I will say this one. As soon as we open the box, I said to you, I can at least see what you're paying for. Whereas something like we said before with the apartment building, we didn't feel about 60 quid's worth.
No, that's not so hot.
Bear in mind, we compared it to going to a convention and spending 60 quid on MDF, or picking up a Mantic terrain crate for the same money.
Yes.
So, but this one, this is, and all of a complaint we've had before was with the construction site pack, which we thought was very expensive for construction site terrain, and the only thing that made it marvel was the fact it had Fisk written on it.
Yes.
So we mentioned that in a previous episode. This pack is everything about this is Dormammu. Everything about this is Marvel.
Yeah, I was worried at first it was only a scenario piece, but it's not.
No, what I've found with having played Thanos a few times in standard play, I get the impression that it was an afterthought. I think Thanos is designed to be a scenario piece, but they knew people would complain if you couldn't use him in a standard
Yes,
game. So
okay.
he feels a little bit of a glass cannon in competitive play. As with all the Mirror Trash and War games, we're going to have to test them out. There's only so much you can get from reading the paperwork
Yeah,
of
of
this
course.
kind of loopy hobby that we're invested in. And so I get an impression, I feel like Victory standard game mode, Dormammu will not be representative of him as he is in the scenario. So we are going to have to do both.
He's going to be formidable.
As I've said, I love that they've included that really retro-looking Steve Ditko orbs and
You get two of those in the box as well.
everything about this one. This is a superb pack. Everything about this has been gold from the ground up. I think.
Yeah, very nice.
There's a labour of love for the people involved, I think, as well. Fing Fang Foon, please. Okay, so we've seen a few packs so far. So we're doing the quick fun review. Miss Marvel.
Yeah, one fun for me.
Two fun for me because I love the character as well. She's, when I started rereading Marvel again, the Comes of Grow, she's one of the first characters I got into that I wasn't.
I think the others, to mine, they went into shadow because of the Hulkbuster. Then we got to this one.
The Hulkbuster is 2 thumbs up. I think that's a superb model, superb rule set.
Yeah.
We got the Magic User as well. We got Morda, an ancient one. I think a 2 thumbs up.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Dr. Voodoo and Hood. Hood's a bit of a weird one to pick. And we had that before when they did Cassandra Cain included in a pack.
Yes.
Which was kind of, alright, okay, relatively minor character. But at the same time, having read through the cards of Hood, I think he has a lot of fun to play.
Yes, yeah.
He's got that kind of etrigan, and that constantly popping between his possessed and normal form is going to give him this kind of possessed vibe.
Yes,
which I think is going to be really fun to see. It's like when Hank Henshaw in the DC Universe when he just goes nuts. It's
Yes,
really fun to see unfold.
definitely.
And I think Hood will be really fun to see unfold on the table.
Yeah,
as well.
I don't really know Hood, but the character looked good.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Dormammu pack. Are we inventing the 3 thumbs up for this one?
I don't know what you're using as a thumb, but it's fantastic, and it's not really comparable to the others because of what it is.
Yes,
it does stand aside. So I would say double thumbs up definitely, but I would also go Hulkbuster.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But I wouldn't really include the Hulkbuster as being the same thing.
No, I know what you mean. This Dormammu is it's a hell of a thing. Yeah. There's something about the pose of the sculpt looks a bit like the last HeroClix Dormammu they did.
Yes, it is.
Like
throwing a ball of fire.
Yes, but I also like they haven't gone overly retro of it. I like that the retro looking Dormammu is included on those cards because when they originally did it, he kind of looked like Baron Zemo with his head on fire. There was like
that giant back cloak.
Yes,
with
huge cloak.
Big like Doctor Strange type back piece with his cloak, but then your head on fire.
Yes. They've kept that vibe, and I'm glad they didn't go.
They can never seem to shave.
I'm glad they didn't go the MCU one as well because it would just be an indefinable lump of purple.
Yes, that's a bit regrettable.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what's in these fantastic packs from Atomic Mass Games. These are all available now. I don't have the price list to hand unless it's sitting at the bottom of the box. It is not. Sorry, everyone. That's what Google's for. So, thanks so much for watching. This has been Bring On The Bad Guys, a superhero-themed tabletop punk gaming show for Emotionally14.com. What's Emotionally 14? Is a website containing all the things you love, like superheroes, tabletop gaming, bizarre little donut things, and all the things you love can be found at Emotionally14.com, and you can follow them on all social media channels at Emotionally14. Special thank you to our friends at There Will Be Games helping us promote this show. You can find all of their great stuff at therewillbe.games, and you can follow them on all social media channels at There Will Be Games. If you'd like to follow the show itself, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Bring On The Bad Guys. If you'd like to follow me on all social media channels at RealBradHB. Ian, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram or Great Old One.
Hey! Okay, guys, thanks very much. We'll get this sorted and
looking forward to this.
Throwing some dice around. Bye!
Bye.